Welcome to Scorpio. Hello, I hope you can see me. I can't see myself actually, but that's a good thing. There's a lot of light here at the moment, so I want to say happy birthday. Of course, it's November time. Happy birthday for some of you Scorpios. And let's dig into this very deeply, the month of November 2016 for you Scorpios. Last month in October, I mentioned that there was going to be in November a very interesting aspect, Jupiter squaring up to Pluto. So that is the fact now, and this is all about deep, profound growth, a growth that for the long term, you could say, that is no nonsense, that is very, very deep. And the thing about this aspect is that last month your ruler Mars was involved, but now Venus, the ruler of your opposite house, is involved. Venus, the planet of our values, of our love, of what we think is important in life, and our talents as well, even. And this is all coming together with Pluto. So Venus, as from the 13th, is so the whole month you will feel this kind of growth that I will explain in a minute, this profound growth. But as from the 13th, Venus interacts with it because it comes into Capricorn and it's going to bump into Pluto, and that's something very Scorpionic because that's a bit like Venus in Scorpio, so to speak. It has associations with it, and I'll explain in a minute what it means for you. And this is going to square up to Jupiter, so you're going to feel that the whole month. And what does it mean now? Well, it's in your third house, Venus Pluto, and that's the house of, and squaring up to Jupiter in your 12th house. Now, that could be either Venus in the third house, Venus in the house of thinking, could be either a person that you're thinking of, or it could be your way of communicating. So these are the big chunks that I can explain here in these general horoscope. So let's start first with the person. So, Venus conjunct Pluto, that's strong feelings. That could be some strong feelings for a person. A strong, and I'm strong, I mean, almost a bit on the edge, of obsession. Now, which is a bit like the negative side, you could say. Because if we try to control, if we try to manipulate and try to win someone, which is Venus Pluto there on the negative side, that is. I start with everybody explaining the positive side. I start with you explaining the negative side because I know that you want to know what's the negative thing about this. So if you want to manipulate someone so that they like you, if you want to control something, that he or she has to be XYZ because you want them to be like that, it's not going to work. I don't have to explain that to a Scorpio, do I? It's not going to work. It's going to backfire. So it could mean that there is a person that or maybe your relationship even, that you're thinking of breaking it up because you sense that it's too toxic, too manipulative, too not healthy, so to speak. So that can be one scenario. The other scenario could be that you are afraid of someone and that you are, but interestingly enough, interested in that person. And for that, I would say, go for it and try to get to know this person. For the other side, I would say, get rid of them or let go of them and give them a bit more space. So it really depends on your context. So if you are single and you are really interested in someone where you're a bit scared there, just go for it. And because the what it's gonna bring you is like a release of old bad behavioral patterns. That's the Jupiter there in your 12th house, of the house of the letting go, the house of our unconsciousness. So there is like a healing process, like I said last month, going on there. So it's either one or the other. And on another level even, it could mean that you just are very much into deep thinking and you love it. So it could mean that you're studying something and you're going to really the root at the bottom of it, like a real true Scorpio does, so you can reveal the truth and reveal the many layers of something, or peel the layers of the onion, you could say. So that could be the case as well, so that not a person is involved, but that for a certain project or for your work, or just simply by interest, you are getting into some books there, a bit of everything, and reading lots of books, but maybe 7 books in at the same time, reading pieces. But my goodness me, you are going very deep into the matter that you're reading, and you're and with even that Jupiter there in the 12th, it's a great time to research, to do some research. So it could be acting out like that as well, so that there is a great love, that you find a lot of value and a lot of enjoyment even, but it's deep feelings and deep enjoyment whilst you are studying something new, or learning a new skill. You know, the 3rd house is a house of skills as well. So interesting, huh? If that's not Scorpionic, then I don't know. And another thing I want to mention is that this all happens around 15 degrees. So 15 degrees of Capricorn, 50 degrees of Libra. And there is a fixed star on 15 degrees of Capricorn. They're in your 3rd house of thinking, which is Rugbat. And Rugbat is the symbol of steadiness, and is associated with the archer's stance. So it implies steadiness and solidness. And these are words that a true Scorpio does like. So whatever it is that there is happening with you, with that 3rd house, the transformation that you're going through, whether it is through a connection, a relationship, or whether it is through your thinking, the whole transformation process, it changes you totally, is very steady and it's very solid. So it continues to be like that, and it's like on the long term, which is really positive. What else? Yes, there is also a new moon in your 2nd house at the very end of the month, on the 29th, and already at the 13th of the month, Mercury goes into your 2nd house and joins Saturn there. So it's also a time for some Scorpios to think also deeply and seriously about your resources, your money. For some of you, you will have to, tighten the belt a little bit, be economical, be practical with money, be realistic. Don't let it all don't let it all how would I say, no boundaries, and especially because it's connected to your 5th house where Neptune is. So maybe a hobby, or maybe the way that you express yourself is costing you way too much money. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the square between that Neptune and the Saturn in your 2nd house and the Neptune in your 5th house. So it's like on a financial level, maybe you have to be a bit more realistic when it comes to your hobbies, or maybe on the other level, if you say, no, I don't spend any money for hobbies and fun or whatever, maybe it's a good time to start doing that a tiny little bit. So it depends again on your context. Having said that, I wish you a very good month, a deep month, a transformational month, a very deep feeling month, like a true Scorpio likes it to be. And transforming through those deep thoughts of yours, whatever you're focusing on. It's pretty much, as long as it's real, as long as it's not manipulated, it's going to bring you a lot of healing and a lot of baggage that you're just dropping, so to speak. Thanks for watching. See you next month, and do share the videos if you like them. Bye bye.